I hope you're having a great day. So I'm gonna be back at it today, and I just got some advice. My dad sent one of his friends over that knows construction a little bit more than me, and he took some old boards from the shed and he said he was gonna rip them and we're gonna put them up and then put the metal up next to it across. He didn't think it needed to be attached directly to it all, but it needed it so birds didn't fly up and around in there. So he took a piece and we're gonna try that. And in the meantime, he said I could go ahead and put the bottom one on, but to leave the sides off. So I think I'm gonna try to figure out what I'm doing here and see if I can't get my first line of wiggle wire along the bottom. Okay, so the first problem I might be running across is, so they give you all of these screws and you can just screw these in, but I think they're metal screws and not wood screws. So I need to like make sure, because if there were, I don't know if they'll hold in the wood or not. Because supposedly you can just drill this right through the metal and then in, I think, to other metal, because usually you have like the poles and stuff for your hoop houses. So I'm wondering if I just need to like drill a hole and put a wood screw in instead of a metal screw. So that's the first thing I need to figure out. Okay, so there's definitely some difference in wood screws and metal screws, like how far apart the threading is and different things. But the main thing I found is that you can actually use metal screws in wood, but you just can't use wood screws in metal. But the metal screws will work in wood, although wood screws do have some things that make them a little better for wood. So I think these will work. And they're the screws that came with it, and I believe they go ahead and punch the hole in the wiggle wire holder. I'm so technical here. So I think I could just put these on with those. Yay! But it looks like you put in these screws with a little socket, and I only brought the like screwdriver part. So I'm gonna have to run to town and get my socket set. Okay, so I got a little board piece up here, and now I'm going to be able to run my metal piece along the top. And I think my mom's coming out to help, so I might not get footage of it. Okay, my mom came out and she helped me put on this top piece. And now she's running to town because I need these side pieces cut. So we measured them and she's taking them to my dad to cut them. And then hopefully we will have all of the little frame on. Yay! Yay! All of the plastic is up. It's really windy outside, so I'll take you out and I'll just show you it, and then I'll come back in and give you an update. So those I cut a little long to wrap the wiggle wire around, but down here I did do it. I think how you're supposed to. And it's covered, so now we'll just see how it goes. I think it will let a lot of light in and be protected from the elements for the most part. So So I didn't get a ton of footage today because I had helpers. My mom came out and helped me pretty much the entire afternoon. She was a big help. She did a lot of things. She like ran in, had my dad cut the metal things to length so that we could put them on. She cleaned up all of the insulation as I was cutting it, and so I didn't have to do any of that. And then she held all of the pieces so that we could have them level and put the pieces up. So she was a huge help. And then my dad cut the metal pieces. I measured, and then my mom took them in and he cut them because I didn't have anything out here to cut them with. And then he showed up and helped us when we were putting on the plastic. He just helped while I put the wiggle wire through everything. They just kind of held the plastic down. So this was definitely a team effort, but it got done. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see. I hope it lasts through the winter, and next March I'm able to put some plants out here and harden them off without just taking them in and out. There's definitely not a huge amount of wind in here right now if that plastic stays on, and I'm really excited. So now I need to kind of level up the floor. There's a few places where there's like really big holes, and I need to get some kind of benches or something. I was thinking just simple wood with like chicken wire, which I think we have rolls of it over here. So I think I could probably repurpose some of the wire over here and maybe make some tables to put my trays on. And that'll be so nice because I can water them and let them drain, and then let them sit out here and not have to worry if it's a big thunderstorm, because you know it fills up the trays and then all your plants drown. I won't have to worry about that anymore. I won't have to worry if it's a big windstorm. I should be able to leave them in here and let them harden off, and hopefully the light through the greenhouse plastic, I've heard, is good enough to just take your plants from the greenhouse and put them outside. So that's what I'm hoping for with this. And as time goes on, who knows what will happen. Like if we ever replace the windows in our house, maybe I can put a few of the windows along here and, you know, just see how we can use this structure and maybe update it a little bit and keep it going on the farm. It's pretty exciting. And I know I keep calling it the greenhouse project because in my head it'll turn into this greenhouse someday, but it might not ever turn into an actual greenhouse. And today somebody said it's more like a cold frame, and that's right. It is like a cold frame right now, especially for what I'm doing, because I'm starting my seeds under grow lights, and then things like snapdragons and lisianthus that can go in the field and take a frost, and I put them out. I think I did those videos a few days ago. I think I put my snapdragons out at the end of March or beginning of April. So bringing them out here in March or April, they're going to even be more protected from the elements than they were in the field. So I'm not that worried about it. It really is something I want to use to harden plants off and not have to run them inside and outside all day. Because you guys saw me, if you've been following me, how I'd run all those trays outside. And then I'd run them all back inside at night. And then, so like every morning, like I would have like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how many trays, where I was just running them out, watering them all. And then at night, you know, sometimes I'd work almost until dark and I'd be like, I have to run all those trays in. And I have to run all those trays in at the very end of the day. And I'm hoping that eliminates that. And that gives me more time to stay on top of the weeds in the spring, therefore not having as many weeds the entire year. Because if you can get ahead of them in the spring, you really are a lot better off. So, yay, another project done. I'm so excited. It's awesome that I had some help on this one. I had some advice from one of my dad's friends too. He had me come in and put, so you can't see it now, but there are boards on the other side, and then we butted the wiggle wire tray or trough or whatever you call it up against that wood that we hammered in. And then there was just a few gaps, and just to make sure like birds didn't come in or anything, I just took some of that insulation that was left over from my cooler. I had a bunch of pieces that were just like that, and I was like, I don't want to throw them away, but I don't know if I'll ever use them. So I used them here. I thought it was the perfect thing to just kind of fill some of the cracks up. So that worked out really well. And yeah, we'll see. And he did his friend Steve came and he kind of just told me like this isn't any kind of structure that is keeping the building up. It's more like those poles over there and stuff. So I can kind of remove all of this so I have room to work in here, and we'll just have to see how it progresses. It's a busy day, but we got it done, and it is supposed to freeze this weekend, so I'm really excited because that would have been a really cool project otherwise. I think we have a few nice days left, so we'll fill them up with some stuff and see where the rest of the year takes us. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day.